Hey everyone, I am mountaineer and founder of Alpine Athletics, Lisa Thompson, and we're talking today about wrists. So as mountain athletes, our wrists play an important role in our endeavors, whether we're swinging ice axe or pulling on a hold or gripping trekking poles. We rely on our wrists to be both strong as well as mobile. So we're going to talk about some simple exercises that you can do really anywhere. They're designed to be done as a warm-up, maybe before you begin a rock climb. I also like to just work them into my regular strength routine. Once a week really is enough for you to notice a difference in both the strength and the mobility of your wrists. So we're going to start with one that you've probably done before. This is good even if you're just typing all day and need a break from that for your wrists. So you're going to gently, with the opposite hand, pull your fingertips back towards your face. Do this for maybe 10 or 15 seconds. Don't go any farther than is comfortable for you. And once you've done that on both hands, you want to move in the opposite direction. So pushing this time the front of your hand back towards your face. And this one you'll feel really a nice stretch. I feel it across the top of my hand, but also up into my forearm. So this one for me feels good anytime. Once you've done that on both sides, then I'd like to start with some waves, finger waves. So you can do this either from a tabletop position or seated like I am. You want to spread your fingers evenly, and you're just going to move them up to your very tips of your fingers and then wave them back down until the base of your wrist touches the ground. Take your time doing this. There's no reason to do it quickly. Really think about extending your fingers and even pressure across both of your hands as you move them up and down. You can do this for maybe 10 or 12 reps, whatever feels good to you. Once you've done those, the next thing that I like to do is forward rocks. So again, you can do this from the tabletop position or seated, whatever makes sense for you. If you're in tabletop, you want to make sure that there's your shoulders are stacked over your elbows and are stacked over your wrists, so everything is evenly distributed. And from tabletop, you're just going to push forward gently and then back. And you will feel really a nice stretch across the front of your wrist as you do this. This one, again, I would do for maybe 30 seconds at a time. Again, don't go any farther than is comfortable for you. And once you've done that in the forward position, you want to point your fingers backwards. That's the progression of this exercise. And repeat the same movement. So forward and then back. Hold that for a couple of seconds and then forward again and back. And if you want to add more to this from this position, you can do little half circles with your body. So starting in this case from your right wrist, just gently move over to the left and then back to the right. And again, not going any further than is comfortable for you and your body, paying attention to even distribution of weight through your elbows and your shoulders down to your fingertips. So those exercises will help improve your wrist extension. We want to balance that with some wrist flexion. So again, from either seated or the tabletop position, this time you want to flip your hands over so that your knuckles are on the ground, your thumbs are pointing towards one another, and your fingers are pointing back towards your knees. Slowly then, ease some weight onto your hands. Again, no farther than is comfortable for you, and you can repeat that same rocking motion, going forward and then back, holding each position just for a couple of seconds. You really will feel a nice stretch in your wrists and up into your forearms. So do this maybe for 30 seconds. Again, paying attention to the weight being evenly distributed everywhere. We can then make this exercise dynamic. So to do that, you want to rotate your fingers towards one another and then flip them over. And from here, we're just going to make fists, one right after the other, and then open your hand so that you can see your palm. So I like to think of fist, fist, and then palm, palm. So that makes the stretch just a bit more dynamic, mixes it up a little bit. Do this for maybe 10 reps. Once you've done that, and if you end with 2 fists, you can then rotate your fists back and then forward. And this really, I feel this stretch up through my thumbs, through my index finger, kind of in those places that we weren't targeting with the stretches we did before. So I'll do this probably 10 or 12 times, holding each position, especially if I feel a nice stretch. I want to hold it there so that I can get the most out of this exercise. So those are the things that I like to do to keep my wrists mobile and strong. So check them out. Do what works best for you, what feels good for your body. If you have questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Cheers.